everyone to chair yoga. So even if you're not in my chair yoga class, why don't you pull up a chair and join me today for a mini yoga session. So let's begin, everyone. Do what you can. Bring your hands to your heart center. Let's take a moment here before we start moving. Just to breathe. Notice your breathing, everyone. Just breathe in, breathe out. If you can, through your nose, in, out, through your nose. Ideally, letting your shoulders relax while you do this, your chest, and more of a deeper diaphragmatic breath. And now let's start to move, everyone. Nod the chin down towards your throat. Look down at your fingers. And then rotate and look down at one elbow. Rotate, look at the other elbow. And coming all the way back center. Let's reach up to the sky. This is where you could look up and then exhale. Let those arms go. Now roll your shoulders. This is big or small. I'm going to the back. I like going to the back. And move your shoulder blades, move your wings. Let's try that again, everyone. Hands to the heart. Look down at your fingers. Breathe, rotate. Look down at one elbow. And the other side. Stretching that neck. How does that feel? Come back to the middle and let's go up again. Reach up. Wherever those shoulders allow you to go to. And then let those arms float down. Let's try a few more like that. Your range, everyone. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Maybe the hands touch, but maybe they don't. Shoulder rolls. Moving the blades, right? Move your blades. And let's go up the sides. Big reach. Exhale into what we call namaste hands. Let's add extra press here. And then coming out, I call this one diamond. So you're making a big shape of a diamond. Tense your bicep muscles, your chest. Breathe in, breathe out. And now eagle prep, going to the outside of the elbow. But you're actually pushing out here. A little bit of resistance. And then I switch sides. Nice and tall, pulling your arm in, but also pushing out against your hand. Now I could stay here, definitely, or I could add the eagle, where I wrap and lift into eagle arms. Elbows could be lower, elbows could be a little higher. Inhaling, exhaling, switching sides one more time. So it could be here, right? Or I could wrap. Eagle arms. Notice, where do you feel it, everyone? Let's bring our arms out like a T. So imagine you're pushing against something. Nothing's there, but let's just pretend. Float up halfway, palms down, envision you're pushing against something. Now working into those shoulders, those arms. Inhale, half. Reverse your palms, press. And breathe through it. Move and breathe. That's what we do in yoga. Move, breathe, and notice. Now let's make fists. Warm up our shoulders. What about your hands? Make fists. Spread the fingers out wide. I could do it here, or I could come up a little higher. And then roll your wrists. Like a nice joint freeing, yeah? Joint freeing movement here. Roll the wrists one direction, the other direction. Make fists. Now let's move into a cat-cow, everyone. We're going to work our way down our spine. So some of us will have to go on our tippy toes, yeah? So round into cat. And then we lift into cow. So you're arching your spine. We call flex. Flex your spine lightly. And then extend your spine. And keep going. So notice the head follows, right? I round, I look down. I go up, I look up. Cat, cow. Doesn't that feel good for your back? And widening your shoulder blades. That's what we're doing here. Breathe, breathe. Flex, extend. Of course, this is your pace, yeah? Always. Now let's move into twisting. Now let's bring our arms across our chest. Zip up nice and tall. Turn. Now, wherever you are in your space. I don't know, maybe you're in your kitchen or your living room. Me, this is the back side of my living room. Yeah, I could switch the arm that's on top. Now breathe, turn your ribs, even turn your head. And a nice healthy twist. I can switch every now and then. Now let's release our arms. Let's come to side bend. So heavy in your chair. I'm kind of in a stool. So I'm closer to the floor. But either way, nice side bend. Through your waistline, create some space. Through the side of your body, I could add extra, any takers? Where I reach that arm overhead. Maybe, yeah? See what your shoulders allow you to do. Right, breathe in. Let's try one more, everyone. One more each side. Side bend. Well, so far, it's a nice sunny day. All right, so let's move into our hips. Let's come to knee hugs. Again, just where your hips allow you to go to today. Right, breathe. And then I'm going to hold on one side. Let's do a little rotation. Circle one way. Let it come right from your hip, right from that hip joint. We switch sides. Breathe in, big or small. Your range. How does that feel? Now let's work our way into our hinge. So I like doing hinge a little wider. All right, we stiffen up our torso, maybe the hands on the thighs, hinge forward. And then coming all the way out, like our half forward bend. That's the bowl of your pelvis moving, isn't it? So you can even put your hands on your pelvis like I'm doing. And say, this is what's moving. And breathe in. Now I could add the arms to this if you want. Reach out. And at the sides and then reverse swan dive up. Like a swan dive down to wherever. Inhale, rise. And your speed, you might not be exactly with me, it doesn't matter. Moving, breathing, noticing, feels good, right? Move the body. Let's come to a little bit more for our hips. So some of you know this pigeon flow that I do. So I'm just going to alternate. And tap out to the outside of the foot. You see me? Oh, we can see my feet, yeah. Now I can go a little higher, up towards the knee. Now if it's for me, I could bring it above the knee. Again, wherever, yeah, your body's allowing you to go to. Now I could hold whatever position you're in, holding. So if I'm a little lower at the ankles, I could hinge. Now if I'm here, I could tighten it up, like I'm sitting cross-legged in a chair, and hinge. Or I could slide that leg into sort of a figure four, into pigeon. And hold here. And breathe in. Where do we feel this one? And I could flex the foot, you choose. Sometimes I kind of move around. So what if you do that? You rock from side to side. You shift forward, shift back. Let's try the other side. So what's your go-to? At the ankles. Kind of cross-legged in a chair, a little tighter and hinging. Or our pigeon. And just explore this. One side's going to feel different, right, than the other side. And add that shift floating. Shift forward, see what changes. Shift back, lean into one hip. I can only go so far, I'll fall off. Yeah, breathe. I need some hip range of motion today. Now let's try our single leg hinge. So extending one leg out long. Think of this as like a seated forward bend. Have a little bend in the knee. Pelvis is going to move, tilt, little bend, and let's pause here, everyone. And slide that arm down, reach towards your ankle. Some of us might feel this in our backs too. Now I could go a little further. I might even flex the foot, grab my feet. Or half seated forward bend. A nice big breath in. And wherever. Sometimes I'll reach the arm out. This creates a bigger pull. And then switching side. Other side, zip up tall. Hinge your pelvis forward. Soften your knee. Slide down. Maybe it's the shin. Maybe you go a little further. A healthy end point. How do you feel it? I could pull that toe up. Pull that foot up, grab the feet. And inhale, exhale. What's this side feel like? And I come out of my hinge and I shake out those legs. Now let's think about your ankles for a moment. So I'm going to hook underneath and roll the ankles. That kind of point and flex. Okay, breathe through this, switch sides, ankle rolls, one direction. Other direction. Point and flex your feet. And then staying with our hips. But this one is a little bit of legs too, everyone. So I'm going to plant one foot, bend. I'm taking one leg out long. It kind of looks, like a groin stretch, right? It's kind of like our warrior two, but I'm seated. And then I could stay here, right? Bring my hands to my heart. We can do whatever, right? What if we go out? So do you have the space to reach out? Now you could stand and do this too. So if seated and your chair is not working, you could stand. Right, breathe in. Think one leg bend. I'm pushing through this foot, that leg. Now I'm going to add a hinge. And this probably won't work as much standing, right? So think of the hinge we did earlier and create it. And for some of us, a greater stretch in through the groin. I could rest the elbow here. Relax your head and neck. Breathe. Push through those feet. And then unhinge your body. Let's see what the other side feels like. So, out. So, standing, maybe. Or kind of perched on your chair like I'm doing. One leg bent, one leg straight. Feet pressing. And then lengthen through your spine. Are you bringing your arms out? Arms out like a T. I could go palm up or palm down. Nice big breath in. Breath out, or I could add that hinge. So some of us, we might sit back down, perched on your chair, and then a nice tip. Which I could rest that arm again. I can soften that knee if I need to. And noticing sensations, that's what we want to do in yoga. Breathe. What's this side feel like, everyone? In and out through your nose, and then unhinge your body, get heavy, and then pull your legs all the way back in. And releasing. Now we're going to turn to the side. So think of crescent lunge. Again, I could stand. I think if I stand, I'm going to have my head cut off. So what does this look like? So I've got kind of a lunge position happening here. Front leg bent, back leg kind of bent. And here, what could you do? Right? You could bring your hands to your heart. You could keep them at your waist. And then just lengthen your whole torso. Now you breathe in. And some of us might feel it right here. I do. And I feel it right here. And now I'm going to add a little more, okay? I'm going to twist towards the wall, in my case, the front knee. A little rotation. And then unwind. Oh, I also feel my foot, right? That back foot. And then I'm coming all the way out. And just shake out those legs. And let's switch sides, shall we? Let's see what the other side feels like. Oh, same here, right? I slide that leg back. And I'm in a lunge position. Front leg heavy. I can bring the hands to the hips. Now maybe hands to the heart center, everyone. Right, long and tall through that spine. Breathe in. It's like warrior one or kind of like crescent lunge. And then I'm adding that twist. Turn to that backside. For me, the wall. Turn towards your front knee. Look over your shoulder. And then unwind, come all the way back center. I could even lean back a little bit and feel that stretch. And then coming all the way back out. Maybe you do what I do, you shake out your legs. All right. And then coming back, center line, everyone. So let's take our legs out wide. A nice wide forward bend coming up. Here's where you choose how wide you go. And soften the knees. I'm going to stop halfway. Just perched on the chair, pressing through your feet. Where do we feel this? I can come out whenever. So you're deciding the width, everyone. So I'm going to let my whole spine go forward on the next one. See if that's agreeable. I'll think of a forward fold, and I'm going to let my spine release into like a cat. I'm going to shake my head no. Now you might not touch the floor. Remember, I'm closer to the floor. Coming out when you know. Just backtracking, unhinge your spine. And then pulling those legs all the way back in. Yeah, maybe we felt that in the groin or the hamstrings. All right, let's finish with a little bit of upper body. Yeah, a little bit more upper body here. Let's bring those hands to your heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Taking those arms behind you, whatever you have the space for here. For me, I got that wall. I'm going to try to reach towards the wall. And let your breastbone come up. And slowly release. Roll the shoulders. So, I'm going to try another one, but I'm going to lace the hands behind my back. So, see if it's agreeable. If not, I do the same thing. Arms to the back, or I bring the arms behind me. I lace. We're getting in another extension, everyone. And pull your shoulder blades together. Lift your chest. Nice opening. Doesn't that feel good? And then slowly release. Roll those shoulders. Let's release our hands to your thighs. We're going to use our own legs for resistance. Let's go to the outside of the legs. So I'm pushing out against my own hands. And then we're coming to the inside. Draw your legs in against the resistance of your hands. I feel our arms, but there's more than your arms too. And then I take a pause. Let's try it one more time, everyone. To the outside of your legs. Push out. Again, breathe, stiffen up the spine, create some resistance for your arms. Of course, the more I press out, the more I feel it. And then one more time in. Pull your legs in. It's against the resistance of your hands. Push, push, push. Oh yeah, feel your legs too. And then release, everyone. Letting your hands softly rest on your thighs. And let's just wind it down, everyone. Now you could take a few moments here of meditation. We might close our eyes, some of us, if you're looking out a window, wonderful. Let's take a few moments here. Deep breaths in. Deep breath out. In, out your nose. Full breath. Now let's close. If you're choosing to close with me, think of where we started. Let's bring our hands to our heart, everyone. Nod your chin towards your throat. Breathe. Thank you, body, for what you just did for me. Yeah. Have a great week. We'll see you in 2 weeks, for our next chair yoga. Namaste, everyone. Namaste. Thanks for joining me.